Building wider shoulders is one of the fastest ways to transform your overall physique. Broad shoulders create the illusion of a smaller waist, a stronger upper body, and a more athletic frame. This is why the classic V-taper look, wide shoulders narrowing down to the waist, is often considered the most visually powerful body shape. The good news is that you don't need a fancy gym or expensive equipment to build this look. With the right exercises, proper technique, and consistent effort, it is completely possible to develop noticeably wider shoulders at home. To understand how to grow wider shoulders, you first need to understand the muscle responsible for shoulder width, the deltoid. The deltoid is made up of three main parts: front, anterior, side, lateral, and rear, posterior. While all three contribute to overall shoulder development, the lateral deltoid plays the biggest role in creating width. When the lateral head grows larger, it pushes your shoulders outward, making your upper body appear broader. Most beginners unknowingly train their front delts too much through push-ups and pressing movements while neglecting the side delts. This imbalance limits shoulder width. The key to wider shoulders is prioritizing exercises that target the lateral deltoid. Before jumping into exercises, it's important to recognize that muscle growth happens through progressive overload. This means gradually increasing the challenge placed on your muscles over time. At home, progressive overload can come from increasing repetitions, slowing down the movement, adding resistance bands, holding objects like water bottles or backpacks filled with books, or performing more difficult variations of the same exercise. Even without traditional weights, your shoulders can grow if the muscles are consistently challenged. One of the most effective at-home exercises for shoulder width is the pike push-up. This movement mimics the mechanics of an overhead press, which is one of the most powerful shoulder-building exercises. To perform a pike push-up, start in a push-up position and raise your hips upward so your body forms an inverted V shape. Your hands remain on the floor, slightly wider than shoulder width, while your head moves toward the ground between your hands as you bend your elbows. When done correctly, this movement shifts much of the load from your chest onto your shoulders. Over time, pike push-ups build strength and size in the front and side deltoids, contributing to broader shoulders. Another powerful exercise is the lateral raise using household items. The lateral raise specifically targets the lateral deltoid, the muscle responsible for shoulder width. You can perform this exercise using water bottles, backpacks, or resistance bands. Stand upright with your arms by your sides and slowly raise your arms outward until they reach shoulder height. Your elbows should remain slightly bent, and your movements should be controlled rather than fast. Lower your arms slowly back to the starting position. High repetitions, often between 12 and 20%, work especially well for shoulder muscles because they respond strongly to volume and controlled tension. Rear delt training is another element that many people overlook when trying to build wider shoulders. While the rear deltoids do not directly increase shoulder width from the front, they improve the roundness and fullness of the shoulder from the side and back. This makes the shoulders appear more three-dimensional and balanced. One of the best at-home exercises for rear delts is the reverse snow angel. Lie face down on the floor with your arms extended above your head. Slowly move your arms outward and downward in a sweeping motion until they reach your sides, then reverse the movement. This exercise activates the rear delts and upper back muscles, helping build a stronger shoulder structure. Bodyweight dips between chairs can also contribute to shoulder development. Although dips primarily target the chest and triceps, they heavily involve the front delts as stabilizers. Place two sturdy chairs, shoulder width apart, and support yourself between them with your arms straight. Lower your body slowly by bending your elbows, then push back up. Maintaining control and proper posture during dips helps strengthen the shoulders while also building upper body power. Handstand push-ups are one of the most advanced and effective bodyweight shoulder exercises. This movement places your entire body weight onto your shoulders, forcing them to develop strength and size. Beginners can start with wall-supported handstands. Place your feet against a wall and position your hands on the ground below your shoulders. Lower your head toward the floor and push back up. Even partial repetitions or assisted versions can provide powerful stimulus for shoulder growth. While exercise selection is important, training frequency is equally critical. Shoulders recover relatively quickly compared to larger muscle groups, which means they can be trained multiple times per week. A simple routine might include shoulder workouts 3 to 4 times weekly, focusing on lateral raises, pike push-ups, and rear delt exercises. Each workout could consist of 3 to 4 exercises performed for 3 or 4 sets each. Another factor that dramatically influences shoulder growth is time under tension. Instead of rushing through repetitions, slowing down each movement forces the muscles to work harder. For example, raising your arms for 2 seconds and lowering them for 3 seconds during lateral raises increases muscle tension and encourages growth. This technique is particularly useful when training at home without heavy weights. Nutrition also plays a major role in muscle development. Building wider shoulders requires adequate protein intake to repair and grow muscle fibers. Foods like eggs, chicken, fish, beans, lentils, and dairy products provide the amino acids needed for muscle recovery. Consuming enough calories overall is also important because muscle growth requires energy. Many people train consistently but fail to see results simply because they are not eating enough to support muscle development. The transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with patience and discipline, the results can be powerful. Broader shoulders change the way your entire upper body looks, improving posture, enhancing physical strength, and creating the athletic silhouette that many people strive to achieve.